What's up, heathens, and welcome to the Salem After Show. Today we're talking about episode 9, Saturday morning. We're almost to the end. Oh no, stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, heathens? Can you believe we only have like 2 more episodes? Well, one after this one. Sadness. We're talking about Saturday morning on a Thursday night. Episode 9, final countdown to Sunday. My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. I'm joined by my lovely co-host.
Hi, my name is Pam Gross. Happy to be here. You can find me all over the internet at Pamela Gross Jill.
Yes. What do you think of this episode?
I was super pumped because a lot happened.
Yes.
If you were with us last week, you saw that we were like, I don't know. I don't even know where it's going to go. There's many balls in the air. And I feel like they are getting, I still don't know exactly how it's going to pan out. But overall, I thought that they really tightened it up in terms of getting ready to wrap up, sadly.
Oh, yeah.
So,
no, they've done a really good job, and it just does keep getting better. I like how we open up with creepy Tituba and the like, yep, he's bringing him back. Samael, she's like, yep, she's gonna be going after Mary, and we learn the reasoning why, which we'll get to that. But we kind of know her motivation in this episode, which we'll talk about when we get there.
Okay.
But yeah, then we have Mary in the house, and then I'm like, dude, is she ill? And I think it was more she's just resisting. She's resisting his call. Open the door.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good. I didn't even think of that she's just literally fighting with everything she has not to let him in.
I think it's both, because Cotton shows up later to her too, and he's like, you're not well. And she's like, I am the guardian of the threshold.
Well, she thinks she's going to get him if he comes out. She's waiting to get him.
I think it's a mix of actually, like, I think, did he really just die last episode?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean,
she felt like, wow, that was just last episode?
Yeah.
So she mentions how she's physically ill because of his death, too. So that's part of it probably as well. But I think it's also the just amount of stress and staying awake and feeling like she's her duty to guard that thing, that door.
Hell's yeah.
And you're like, oh boy.
Mary, get it? Hell yeah. Mary has been through a lot.
Oh.
You know, she has been through a lot. She has seen her son become the devil. She has been stripped of her powers. She's been betrayed by everyone she loves. She's got a lot. I think it's coming to
come on,
the natural.
girl.
Yeah, girl is tired. Mary is tired, and she's
like, I'm done.
Yeah, I think she's still vigilant as ever, but I think she's worn down.
Oh,
I mean, she has been ground to the ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
I meant to mention this too. If you guys are watching this live, we do have a live chat room. So if you're not with us yet, but you'll be with us next week, we do have a live chat. So feel free to chat with us. And if you're watching this later, comment down below. Let us know what you thought of this episode. What do you think of this series? It is sad it's coming to an end, but let's share our love of it while it's still here.
Yeah.
Then we jump, speaking of love and creepy love, we got Sebastian and his mom real quick of just like, give me more Mary blood. And I kind of was like, I thought they were out, but I guess not. But no more mouth blood still, but.
Well, Sebastian and his mom.
And go get a Marburg and keep it pure. And I didn't think about it at all until it happened. I'm like,
They went there, huh?
They did.
While I was watching it, I was thinking, well, they weren't raised together. Does that make it any better?
Also, aren't they only half siblings?
Yeah, I think that
they have the same mother, different fathers.
Different fathers. Still pretty crazy, even for Salem. Like, that's a pretty...
Incest!
Incest.
Yay!
Keep it in the family.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure I wrote that note. I said keep it in the family.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And then we jump over to Mercy. Speaking of another weird love, we have Mercy and the magistrate. I do like their conversation where he's like Mrs. Hawthorne and she's like Mr. Lewis, as in no, take my name.
Yeah.
Go girl, being progressive.
Yeah.
And we got Cotton all hung over, and they're just like, hey, talk to me about marriage. I really like that. marriage is like a door to heaven and hell, and the best spot to be is on the threshold. And you're just like, thanks. Yeah, he kind of was like, there's right in between. You're like, oh, how lovely.
Yeah.
And then it kind of leads over to Gloriana, where at first I kind of was like, oh, I didn't think Mercy would push him that way. But then, oh, nope. She's like,
did Mercy remember Gloriana and Cotton, or was that before her time, or did she just sense Anne was up to no good? Did she know? I didn't know if she knew, because she obviously wanted Cotton to see Gloriana.
I mean, small town, and I think she just wants to fuck Anne up.
Yeah.
She doesn't care. But yeah, I liked her line. She's like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we got a lot of little snare drums on this one. Doesn't matter where you gain your appetite as long as you dine at home.
That was beautiful. I really liked that.
Oh, I don't get a snare drum for that one? Okay, I was going to say, that was a good quote. I actually really like that one.
That was a great one. That was great.
All right, good.
I don't know how I feel about it, but it was good.
Yeah, I know, right? You're like,
on second thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a great quote, nonetheless. Yeah.
But yeah, Mercy totally pushes him, and I like, though, that he's on his way out. And I'm like, oh, cool. He's going to forget her comments and stuff and be like, I'm leaving. And then he hears his true love's laugh. And he turns around and finds her. But yeah, doesn't remember whatsoever.
And that was great. So I was surprised.
Is her accent a little bit different now, too, than when she first talked?
I don't know.
I think it's a little bit different. But if she doesn't remember where she came from, you almost... I don't know. I feel how she talks is a little bit different than how she did before. But then it maybe should be because she's a little different anyways.
I just thought it was amazing. I thought Cotton would have at least... I was surprised at his willingness to completely... The second he saw Gloriana, he was like, it's on.
Oh, yeah. He's like, oh, I love this game you're playing.
You. Yeah. Well,
how cute. You're playing the novice. Right. Oh, we're playing adult games again.
I thought that he, at this point with Anne being married and baby on the way, I did think that he would at least be like, oh, to love or not to love, shall I with my true love Gloriana, have some inner struggle. He had none.
Nope.
Yeah, he was like, this is who I
hit
love.
The gas pedal.
The world might be ending and I want to snog her. Yeah, he was not at all, torn.
He missed her so much. And then I like, though, that he's really smart and observant and learns that it's Anne that put her there.
Oh, yeah. He's like, wait, what? This wonderful lady brought me here. It's like...
She has red hair. Yeah. She's an angel.
Nice
he's like,
little lady.
I've learned there's other types of angels.
That was a good line, too.
Then we have Cotton on his way back home. He runs into John, and John's kind of like... I like that John felt like us. He almost felt bad for killing the Sentinel.
Yeah, he's like, he went there with gin and oranges. He was like, a little...
Oh, it felt bad.
Yeah. He also had a great line, something like, I slayed that beast, but I fear I'll never meet another of his kind, or something.
Yeah, it's one of those, like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, it was a good fight,
We do have someone in the chat. Hello. Thanks for joining us. And then we have John point out, though, that he is ready to book it out of Salem and ready to leave Mary, too. He's like, whatevs. Bye. You're holding out for Team John, though.
Yeah, so Team John Alden. And Team Mary John. Why is he doing that? I mean, I thought that they were back on the inns.
I think maybe the Sebastian thing's been eating at the back of his brain of that he's like,
Yeah, I don't like that. No. That makes me upset.
Like, no!
Yeah, no, John. Stay with your true love.
Well, we'll find out. Then John goes over to Dinley, and he's like, you're drunk and nervous, and I've never seen you be either.
That was great, too.
And, oh my gosh, those nasty blisters and poppy. Good job, special effects people.
Yeah.
So good.
That was good and gross.
Then Cotton makes a few stops on his way home.
Cotton's, he's doing his Salem bucket list tour.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta check in my errands. And he's like, what's up, Mary? And he lies about John.
Which is great, because he sees her weakened condition, and she's like, you're my messenger. Yeah.
Does he have a message for me? And he's like, of course. He loves you.
Mm-hmm. He did. He said, of course, he thinks of nothing but you.
Yeah.
And it restored her a little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Mary's she's been up front with John. I don't know why he's ready to turn his back on her now.
He's still anti-witches.
Well, you know what? You know what, John?
Well, John, you gotta get over it.
Yeah.
And then she said that, but then in that discussion with Cotton and relaying the message, Mary figures out about Tituba, which I'm happy about that, and it points out too, we kind of thought, I hope she knows, and she said that I feared, so she had guessed it. So good, Mary, you're not as stupid as we thought you might have been. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Mary's sharp. I definitely think she's keen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have a little detour with Isaac, and he's like, I can't find Dorcas. And but then we have Lark, new character who gets some lines. I mean, maybe you've seen her before,
Lark?
but that was the blonde girl who went and talked to him.
Oh.
If you watch the subtitles, it's all Lark.
See, I didn't watch this one in closed caption.
Well, they say it, and then you don't really realize it's a name. You're like, what?
So, well, is she the one who murdered her uncle and then went to Mary to become a bird, or is she just another?
No, I think she's just one of the girls.
Okay, she's just another one.
I didn't recognize her from before.
Oh, Lark. Yeah. You can't jump in now. We've got one day left.
So it's on a Lark.
Yeah.
And then she has a message that Dorcas is Molly. Mercy's new Dolly.
That was good.
And Isaac's like, what?
What did you say?
Then he's like, well, I'm not going to go. And he points out that how this girl, Lark, is kind of like, yeah, Mary looks out for us and keeps us from you horrible men. And he's kind of like, well, I would love to disagree with you that men are horrible and be like, no, men aren't that bad. He's like, but that's a witch, witch's bosom. I mean, he's not specifically saying she's a witch.
Right.
But he says it enough. And he's like, fire a frying pan, it both sucks, pretty much.
And he does say she'll turn on you the second it suits her, which is true.
I mean, there are maybe some of those girls that they probably have a better life as a prostitute in that world, in terms of if they had nothing before, they have food, they have lodging, they have clothes, they might get salary. We don't know if it seems like they get to keep the money a little bit. I mean, they probably have to give some.
Gloriana did remember you're supposed to charge something. She was like, what do I charge?
She's like, wait a minute, I gotta get my money.
I remember I'm supposed to charge.
Yeah. And then finally, Cotton has made his way home to Anne, and he's like, you lying, vile, evil bitch. I'm like, woo.
Yep.
Woo. I think I felt with Cotton, he is done with Anne as soon as he learned that Anne screwed over Gloriana.
I think
like that was the moment where he's like, snap, done.
Twofold.
Peace out.
One, I think he realized, oh, this is love. The moment he saw Gloriana and that he was done with Anne no matter what. And this was and then it helped solidify that and justify it so he didn't have to feel guilty that she also completely lied and double-crossed him.
Yeah, no, totally.
Should we talk about that now, the Anne situation? Is this the time, or should we wait?
Well, per there. Well, we're kind of that, where she points out where she's like, yeah, he's like calling her out in the lies, and she's like, well, I knew you were with the women of the night. He's like, no, hold up, girl, one woman.
Yeah.
All right, go
that
Cotton.
Was my favorite scene of the whole episode. I loved Anne's full turn embracing her badassness.
Yes.
I thought it was great, and everything she said was super on point. That
I wrote it down.
Okay. Yeah, she's just like, I've seen you do this.
You hypocrite.
The double standard. She's saying, and are lies only okay when men tell them? Like, that was a great, you want your angel doll and I'm done being both. Like, that was, I loved that. That was really kick-ass and great. Loved it. Then what came next? Yeah.
No, she dove into it well. She's like, yeah, I'm protecting you from Gloriana. And he's kind of like, why? And then Kid. And then he figures out that this is another moment where, Cotton, you are very intelligent. At first, he's kind of like, whatever. And not getting it. And then he goes, oh, Anne stole the baby.
Which is kind of a leap of logic, too. Like, that's a little... he just put that together.
Total leap of logic in terms of he doesn't even suspect that Gloriana's been bewitched of some sort of magic kind of thing. But, Anne, you moved a baby somehow?
He just guesses that.
Yeah,
that was a little, I was like, he's like, oh, and furthermore, you stole it from her body. It's like, you put that one together, Cotton? Like,
well, hey, he's observant at times.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
And then, he goes to choke her and, like, shoves him against the wall. And, the quote is, which I'm like, I loved it. And this is what we women are to you. A good woman is half doll, half
Yes.
angel. A bad woman is a hideous fiend. And I'm like, woo.
Yeah.
And then she totally snaps and is like, fine, I'm going to embrace my inner
Right.
hag. I thought her acting was so good. Like,
Yeah.
her posture, her eyes, and just, like, I believed she was going to kick some
I have
ass.
chills. She did.
Yeah,
She
it
said,
was
well, then
so-
I'd rather be a fiend. Like, I'm sick of being
Yeah.
your angel doll. And, yeah, it was
Then it made me
really
wonder
great.
it makes you wonder if her previous personality of, like, I'm so nice and soft-spoken and everything. I'm like, okay, is that all just a ruse? Because she's like, screw it, I'm going to be angry. That I was like, whoa.
I think it was sincere. I think it took
yeah.
a broken heart and really being the victim of, because she, prior to all this stuff, had like a pretty sheltered life.
I think she still tried to be nice. She is naturally
is
a nice
nice,
person,
I
but I
think.
think she tried more to be good. Also, maybe before when she was denying her witchness, that's when she was like being more good.
Like overcompensating.
Yeah, overcompensating.
Yeah.
Now she's like, done.
Yeah.
Done.
Done. And
Yeah.
I don't blame her. You should be done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, totally.
go, girl.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
So happy.
So,
Well, that's what we kind of been waiting for. Even though she didn't do a whole lot of powers, I mean, she got the needle by his head and then almost got his face, and Sebastian comes in and stops her, and Mother is waiting. They put him in the mirror room, which was cool.
Yeah, so Sebastian comes in. Does he censor? Like, how did he know to jump in and say, all right, sure.
Sure.
Say that, sure.
I'm gonna say that,
all
sure.
right, yeah.
But, like, I'm half satisfied with this because we've talked since the beginning that we've wanted Anne to come into her own and be awesome. So this was her, I feel, coming to her own for her personality, but it wasn't quite enough power display that I would have wanted.
Well, also,
So, baby steps.
on that, though, I agree. But then, so as we know and touched on briefly, then she gets with her brother, which is also, no, I want Anne to be like, screw you all. Like, no, I'm not going
Right,
with you
I don't need a
either,
man too. Yeah,
Sebastian.
just
right,
be
like,
like,
my
I'm
brother.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I wish that she had, not done that for myriad reasons.
Yeah.
Not just the fact that it's, gross.
Her brother.
But also, I don't even think she I don't know what's going on there. What do you think of that? Like, I don't even know what to make of that.
Yeah, I think. Where am I? Anne and Isaac.
Yeah.
Oh, I wrote 0 to 60. Sorry,
Okay.
Anne and Sebastian. So
Yeah.
sorry. Anne and Sebastian. 0 to 60. And yeah, keeping the family, and then the mom wanting to, we'll just do that a little bit, where she's like, I want to feel the power of your kiss.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Ugh.
I mean, it's gross to siblings be like, okay, that's one thing, but the mom wanting to watch, she's
Right.
like, nope, nope. It's interesting that Anne, who so tried to love Cotton, and I think she does love Cotton,
yeah.
is like, all right, Sebastian, let's hook up, let's kiss, and we're gonna make out. And I'm like, what?
It's like he caught her at this weak moment, and she
I
gave
think so
in.
too,
But
yeah.
I still don't want that for her, and I don't.
I hope it's just like I'm needy and broken, like making out, not like I love you.
And he said the right things, like let's fuse our broken heart. Let's let like the anger up. I don't know. He
Oh,
said
even
something.
too, he's like, you're better than I am. You know how to turn your agony and your pain and make it powers and stuff. And I was like, yeah.
I don't love that. I guess it's like
it's so
they're better
weird.
together, like a Marburg.
Yeah.
That one I'm still confused about.
It means that
What's
entire
going on?
family keeps it in the family,
Right.
and that's why they're purebreds. But it's
Yeah,
kind of
right.
classic royalty stuff for them. But then again, for them, they would at least try like cousins. Like, yeah, keep it a little separate.
Come on.
But we haven't really had a whole lot about regular witches having children, though. So we don't really know how much.
Yeah.
And if they got all powerful magic, maybe you could adjust any issues that might arise from being with your sibling.
Well, Marburg had a child, obviously Sebastian and Anne.
And Anne.
But yeah.
But I mean, like, if it's continually incestual, if you are a witch and you got some supreme powers, maybe you could be like, boom, no, like, deformities and issues.
well,
Done.
they can only fly left. It's like the witches have witch deformities.
I don't
Everyone
know.
turns into a snail.
Again, this show raises so many
So
good,
many
interesting
questions.
questions that we will never get answers to.
Yeah.
Well, Isaac does get his... where's that? Oh, there we go. Isaac does get his answer to his question. He finds Dorcas and needs to do his life for hers. Not surprised. But with that, we'll just finish their storyline because theirs is pretty short. I was wondering later, why are they waiting to kill him? If Mercy is so like, I am done with you, I didn't know why. I mean, I guess she was like a cat. She wants to toy with the mouse and screw with him before she kills him. But it just was kind of weird of him just like, handcuffed and hanging out for a while.
Well, that's Mercy. I don't even think she's clever as a cat. She's like a failed villain. It's like, I'm going to put you with laser beams in a shark tank, like the slowest, weirdest, designed for escape. Right, like, that's what she's like. Yeah. Like a really, meticulous villain that doesn't quite succeed.
I do like, though, that Isaac totally called out the magistrate and was like, you suck at this job. And like,
man of the people.
Yeah, I'm glad he called him out. And then just them talking, like, how to kill him. Like, how should we do this? I was like, this is a horrible... You guys are horrible villains. Yeah. Horrible villains.
Get it together.
And then, of course, Dorcas brings a mob.
Uh-huh.
Yay!
Yay!
Which we kind of talked about it, too, of, like, a mob happening somehow, so...
The Dorcas Brigade.
Yeah. Exactly. So there's something with there, so that hopefully will save him, obviously, because she's like, did you do this? No, you made it happen yourself.
Right. That was great. That was great. The townspeople.
Totally. Mm-hmm. They just, I think Mercy took it for granted how important he was to the town of, like, no, everybody.
Yeah.
Isaac's in trouble. Oh, okay, everybody, let's go.
Isaac. Not the fornicator.
Yes. We have... last little bit we have Isaac. Yep, why they kill him? John and Dinley, we'll just do that real quick too. We have John finds the device, and it was kind of funny that Dinley like told him without like telling him. He's just like, listen, and looks over his shoulder. So I mean, then he could honestly be like, I never told him where it was.
Right. And when did Dinley get so like in bed with the devil? When did Dinley become like the trusted?
Well, from previous scenes, I guess, when Sentinel came and just he was so ready to serve and stuff. I don't know. It's on the side. I mean, the fact that he eats people and stuff, I think that he's already been there. I don't know.
He's primed. Yeah.
And then it's almost comedic when we had John trying to defuse the bomb.
Yeah, he's like...
I'm like, this is action movie. Are you going to cut the blue wire or the red wire? And he's like, oh, I got it. And he's like, no, it's the devil's. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. And it was one of those, that clock sound was so obvious. It's be like, John, have you been there before and ever heard a clock? No, you didn't. So. But then John learns Sebastian's betrayal, too, because then he's...
Okay. Yeah. So Sebastian, this is where I'm like, betrayal for whom? Like, he's betraying them... But for the devil, or is he just in league with himself? Like, what do...
Him and Mary against the world as mom. So he doesn't care about John or Mary. I mean, sorry,
Him and Anne and his mom.
Anne and his mom.
But if they all blow up and the world ends...
No, everybody else.
But are they somehow safe in that mansion?
I thought so. I thought the mansion was safe.
So now he's
just going to lock John and Mary outside.
But doesn't he want to stop the destruction, too? Or no,
I think that was a game.
Anymore.
I don't think he does.
He was just amusing himself.
Yeah, just using them.
And I think he genuinely did want the devil dead. So now that's
I think he
happened,
wanted the devil dead,
like,
but maybe he's okay with killing all of them.
Yeah, you people have served your purpose for me.
Yeah, pretty much. So then the biggest meaty chunk we kind of have, which we had wondered for so long, is Mary and Tituba, because Mary gets supposedly distracted by Tituba's cat. And Tituba says to the door, like, all your promises to the devil. And then Mary's like, oh, yeah, you want revenge. Nope, not exactly. So Tituba's like, oh, they killed the cat. Mary does kill that cat pretty quick. And then she's like, I'm blind. I can kill you anyways. I like that contact change. That was really cool. No, Tituba wants justice, pretty much. And she does, though, lean over to Mary before she leaves. And she's like, I hope you do survive this. And you're like, all right, I think. Did you notice that line?
Yes. So this is my feelings on that.
Yes.
It was satisfying because it's like, what the hell?
Well, now you finally
Mary
know.
finally asked her, like, what do you want? He's betrayed you. What are you in this for? And I guess it's
not revenge.
It's sort of revenge. It's more just like
justice.
All of humanity deserves this, I think is what she was saying. You're
all conquerors.
All conquerors.
Pretty much white people.
She's going to kill everybody, though, not just white people. You know? It's destroying...
Yeah, but that town.
Well, but Mary said, and I loved this, Mary said
constant generation.
Well, Mary said to her, I hate the Puritans as much as you do. And she was like, it's not Puritans. Puritans are one tiny sect of a larger pool of conquerors that just come and take and take.
Yeah.
And I thought that was great.
I thought it meant...
She's killing everybody. Like, aren't they destroying, like, humanity?
I thought it was just Salem. That bomb only kills Salem.
Right. But that wasn't the full...
Like, you think there's going to be a bigger sense of destruction?
I don't know. Is it just Salem?
I thought right now it's just Salem. The way that Red Mercury killed, like... But then again... It might be bigger because I thought they said like one. I was unclear, so let me know, guys. I thought there was like one drop of the Red Mercury destroyed that other town, or was it like a considerable amount? So the fact of they have like a, quarter-size ball amount of it, is that destroyed Salem or a bigger amount? And what do you think of Tituba's reasoning? I felt for Tituba, she pretty much, I didn't want to say colonialism because it wasn't quite colonialism that she wanted to get rid of, but any invading group of people, so maybe not necessarily just white people for her, any invading group of people that took over the natives, she wants them all to die.
Well, but okay, so going back to the destruction, this is like the devil himself's plan of orchestration, and they were doing it to rise the fallen angels. I think it's beyond Salem.
I don't think she cares about that part of it, and all things considered, even if she believes he would keep the natives safe, I don't think he cares, so no. Yeah. I think in her mind, that's what she's going for, because she was a conquered people, feels her life was ruined because of somebody coming in, conquering and enslaving them. So pretty much destroying all of the people who have conquered and enslaved other people.
I get it, and I was glad for her explanation.
It's finally an explanation, and we go, oh, okay.
It was good. And I do think to the thing to Mary, like, and for what it's worth, I hope you do survive. I think she does hope they've been through a lot. I think she respects Mary.
Respects her enough.
And wishes her the best.
And, I mean, like,
survive.
It's unfortunate how Tituba's, like, Mary's servant for the longest time, but for a while, Mary wasn't necessarily a bad employer master person. They were friends.
Plus, Tituba was sort of, like, gifted to her once by the witches once she became
something like that,
more like her mentor than you know what I mean?
So I don't know, what do you guys think of the recent? I know someone a few episodes ago on comments kind of touched upon Tituba's history, so it was nice to finally have it laid out clearly. So we finally have her reasoning. That was satisfying. It was finally
great.
Like, oh, okay. Because, like, any bad guy, I'm like, I don't really care that they're doing the bad things, per se, in fiction. As long as they have good motive. Like, horror movies, it's so frustrating when, like, it's a monster thing or whatever, and they have no motive. And you're like, well, that's boring. They're just killing anything and everything. You're like, well, that's boring. So, her reasoning. So, okay. Well, there we go. And poll, guys, do you think this is supposed to be Salem destruction or grander
humanity?
So there's that, and there's those two things. Tituba bails because Sebastian shows up too, and Sebastian's kind of like, I'm gonna get rid of Mary at that time too. Because Sebastian he confessed to being the illusion too.
Wait, what? What do you mean he confessed to being... to being John.
To Mary,
then. Was that fake? Or, well, okay, so that's... I didn't know if we were to believe him or not.
No, he was.
Because wasn't he behind them listening? I don't think
he was John in that scenario. In the graveyard, when she's kissing him, and he's like, I forgive you.
Them?
No, he was, like, visually John.
Right, no, I understand that, but I thought then we see him, like, seeing them.
No. She really leaves, he goes back to himself and watches her leave.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why that scene really sucked, and then you almost feel really bad for Sebastian, because she's like, I don't love that Sebastian guy at all. It's all about you, John.
Turns when
And that's Sebastian hearing that from her mouth. So.
Well, Sebastian, you know what? You lay down with
It's all
dogs,
right. You
wake
got
up
your
with
sister.
fleas. Yeah.
But yeah, he confronts her about love, but then she kind of says, like, actually, you know what? For you doing what you're doing right now, it shows me I chose the right one.
And she says
And you're
this great thing to him when I think he says John doesn't love you.
Yeah.
She says, pleasure yourself with that fantasy if you want. But I know, which
like,
was great. Like, if you need to tell yourself that.
Oh, this is the future I think you'll have with John. Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Yeah, she's like, thanks for your input, buddy.
Mm-hmm. And then,
because I still do think John loves her. I want him to. We'll see.
I think he loves her, but he's in denial because he has that, like, anti-witch thing.
So, what does he want to do? Stop the destruction and then hightail it out of Salem?
Yeah, he's done. He's like, peace out.
I get that, too. It's not a great place to live.
No.
But
Boston seems like the better, more progressive place to go
to Boston.
But then Sebastian is like, I'm gonna take care of this thing, and Anne's like, well, don't be gone too long, sweetheart. And you're just like, oh, that's creepy. But he doesn't really kill Mary or anything.
Right, he just flips her, like...
Yeah, he hurts her on the ground, and then Mary, pleads with Anne, don't open the door, don't open the door. And Anne's like, well, screw you, my broken heart, I could make the earth. So says the earth.
Scorch the earth,
It could be a desert for all I care for my heart. So, but I think Anne is kind of exaggerating. And I think it's just more that the longer the devil's around, maybe the worse the earth will get. That's maybe where I'm going. Like, it's initially Salem, and it'll just maybe get bigger. And then she opens the door, and zombie devil! I'm back, ma'am!
Yeah, that was something.
Oh, that was nice prosthetics on the neck to do the sew. And he's like, I'm back and just in time, because in minutes it will be Sunday.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was kind of, I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, so we got a lot of tied up of loose ends. So we know what's going on with Tituba.
Yeah.
We know where Anne and Cotton stand. However, the loose end with Anne at this point is that hag thing not revealed. Is that just her inner, what was that?
I think
that
it's
we
her
were saying
that she's coming to terms with.
Okay. Mary and John still don't know if they love each other. And
Cotton has this Gloriana, sort of.
Sort of. Like, is he going to try and...
Well, the weird thing with that is... Okay, wait. This could be our prediction.
Okay.
We're just going to predictions.
Okay. Predictions.
Predictions?
Predictions.
Hello?
This is my prediction
There we
dance.
are.
And no...
Now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
All right, so...
okay.
I was going to say, unless you're burning with them.
No, go ahead.
I think Cotton could fall in love again with Gloriana and to have her fall in love with him. I mean, it would totally suck to, like, have to start all over again. But if she likes him already and she's still who she is, she could fall in love with him again.
Yeah.
They just have to start over. I don't think she'll get her memories back. Like Anne said, it's done. And Anne's not going to do it for him. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think John loves Mary, but I think they're star-crossed lovers. They are not destined together. I think Anne and Sebastian are going to do some crazy stuff, but probably ultimately die in the end.
Okay.
Tituba is not going to get what she wants, as always. Poor girl, always. I mean, I kind of feel bad. I mean, no, I don't want death and destruction, but Tituba, it's like you just have high demands. And I think they'll figure out a way to save it just in the nick of time.
Okay.
And I hope the people outside the circle of the main core are able to help in that as well. Because we had thought that. We're like, maybe Isaac, maybe the town people. I don't know what they can do, but maybe it'll affect it.
Ooh,
oh.
That just sparked because again, I'm sort of at a loss. I'm sort of like, now he's back. It's like we're going in like one step up and two steps back. So the ticking time bomb is still ticking away.
Yep.
Maybe, perhaps, the townspeople or the Knockers Hole gang, the Dorcas Brigade, will come to save Isaac, and upon doing that, he will say to them all, like, wait, there's a bigger, thanks for saving me, but, like, we need to save the world. And they will join with the rest of the gang and do something all together to win.
I had half wondered, I'm like, can they just take the bomb somewhere else?
Right. Well,
I don't know where, but... Can you move
Right.
it?
Can't these witches fly? Can't they, like, fly it up to space and let it loose
Drop
or
it
something?
off somewhere else, yeah.
Yeah, throw it in the ocean. I don't know.
But then we'd ruin the ocean.
Yeah, well, they want a scorched earth, you know? That's
true. Yeah.
I think if it goes off, it's going to do some major destruction. I don't know. Because since we know it's ending, it's like, what if it just ends? What if they just...
That's
what
true.
If they just did
This
it?
show
What
could
if they
do that.
just
They were like...
all died.
Bummer. Yep, that's the end.
It went off and only the devil's there, just hanging out.
I don't think they'll be that pessimistic.
Because who could survive if it did go off? Is that house protected?
Well, wait. What if they take it and it goes off in the house? Like, if the house is safe in terms of if the bomb goes off outside of it, what if the bomb goes off inside the house? Would it then not affect the outside?
Maybe on that, Tituba...
Take it and throw it in the door to hell.
Whoa!
That's somewhere they can put it.
That's awesome. I think that...
But the question is, who knows? Does John know? John doesn't know there's a door to hell.
I think Mary would sacrifice. I think someone's going to sacrifice
Mary's
themselves.
Mary's going to take it with her into hell.
Someone's going to sacrifice themselves. Or maybe Cotton.
No, Cotton has Gloriana. He's not going to sacrifice himself. I think Mary's going to take it with her into hell.
Say, I've done, this is my last thing. Like, I brought him into the world, and I'm going to bring him out.
Sure.
That is great. I love how we pieced that together. That was really good. I think you're right. I think throwing it in the door to hell is the best. If that's not what's going to happen,
it's the only place they can put it.
If that's not it, then it should be.
Writers
should
know.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave your predictions down below. Let us know what you think of the finale, too. Oh, my goodness.
Just one more.
Sadness.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, if people want to keep the discussion going with you, where can they reach out to you?
Me, sure. Yeah, you can find me. I'm Pam Gross. You can find me all over the internet at Pamela Gross Jill.
And if you guys want to keep talking about Salem, this awesome show, tweet at me at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane. And like I said, comment down below on the video. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Give it thumbs up, 5 stars on iTunes if you're listening. Thank you for listening. And make sure to subscribe to AfterBuzz for all the good shows. And since we're ending soon, what other shows are you working on with AfterBuzz right now?
Again, from incense to Dance Moms. Like there's not a ton of crossover probably with our Salem fans and our Dance Moms fans, but if you are in that part of the Venn diagram, check it out on, like myself, check it out. It's on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock live.
Nice. I have a few guys, so get ready. We got Man in the High Castle, which we're almost towards the end of that. Okay. Emerald City. Box office breakdown where we talk about what movies came out over the weekend. Those are all on Sunday. Monday we have Timeless going on. I might be adding a new show, not sure yet. Wednesdays is Vikings, which is almost done. Incorporated, which is one more episode. And starting up next Wednesday is The Magicians. So similar magic realm-ish stuff. And it's also a darker show. And a couple weeks after that is The Expanse. So if you like sci-fi. Again, thank you so much for watching, guys. And we will see you next week for the finale. Bye.
One more.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.